the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Just Daf It. Today we're doing Sotah, Daf Gimel number 23. Doing a great share for you today. Thank God today is Rosh Chodesh and is also Erev Shabbos, so I can shave. Finally, it's Avelus for 33 days, or according to some 49 days, which is more severe than even Avelus for a parent, apparently, somehow. But we get this cool over here, which you don't get during Avelus, a real Avelus. I'm happy about that. My father said my beard looked very becoming on me. So you have to wear the beard before you can comment on the beard. It doesn't feel too good. My father shaved also. All right, let's get started. In the bottom of Chafez and Medbez, the last words. We're in the middle of a mission of Elu Shemin Chosei and Nisrafos. Right, the Sotah brings the Mincha Sotah. So certain times actually burn instead of actually bringing as a carbon. Before it has a chance to be brought as a carbon, it's actually burnt. For example, Habav Kav Gimel Min Aleph Homer is Tamei Anilah. Before they put the carbon mincha in the kli sharas, it has to be in the kli sharas first because it's kadosh now. Only then it's burnt. If it wasn't part of the kli sharas, it's redeemed, like we learned yesterday. So if she were to say after it's put in the kli sharas, Homer is Tamei Anilah, she admits that I committed adultery, right? So again, you throw out the water, and the carbon mincha is burnt because there's no point in going through with it. She gets divorced, she loses her ksuba. Or Adam came before the Karban Mincha was born. They testified, two Adam testified she's Tmei. Now it's curious whether it didn't say one aid. Technically, one aid is believed also. He says, I don't want to drink, which is tantamount to admitting. So also, there's halacha, a husband has to want to do it. If he says, I don't want to make her, perhaps she's guilty, I don't want to see my wife die. He doesn't want to do it. So again, it's burnt. The procedure of Sotah, he has to divorce her, but the procedure of Sotah does not go through. We learned earlier in the Masechta, I believe in Daf Zayin or Daf Vav, that if her husband is together with her on the way to Yerushalayim to do the Sotah, he's not allowed to be together. If he does, it invalidates the procedure of the Sotah. So therefore, you burn the car. If that's found out before the Kar Mincha is brought, after it becomes Kadosh and the Kli Sharis, then you let it burn. Anyone who's married to a Kohen, their Karban Minchas are burnt. Anyone who's married to a Kohen, for example, right? Bas Yisrael, she needs to be a Kohen. If she's the daughter of Yisrael, she's married to a Kohen, and she comes to Sotah, Minchas and Esrafen, her Mincha is burnt. The Kohenes, she needs to Yisrael. However, if she was the daughter of a Kohen, she's married to Yisrael. Minchas and Echeles, her Karban Mincha is offered like any other Karban Mincha, right? Basically, the Komet is on the Mizbeach, and the Shiraim, the rest is eaten by the Kohanim. Mabin Kohen the Kohen, what's the difference? Minchas, Kohen is Necheles, or Minchas Kohen and Necheles. Right? Why do we say that the Kohenes, her Mincha, is eaten, right? The Komet is on the Mizbeach, and the Shiraim, the rest is eaten by the Kohanim. However, if she's the wife of a Kohen, it's not. Kohenes, Mitchalel, the Kohen and Mitchalel is a primary difference. I'm going to talk more about this, elaborate more on this in Eon Ben Sion. The primary difference between a woman who's married to a Kohen as opposed to a woman who's the daughter of a Kohen married to Israel. So, some of the differences, a Kohenes Mitchaleles, hold on a second, let me close the doors here. One of the differences is that Kohen, Kohen is Mischalel, the Kohen name is Mischalel. Kohen is the daughter of a Kohen. She's Mischalelis. If she goes ahead and is together with someone who's forbidden to her, she's a Zona. She's together with a man who's not allowed to be to her. And Nisr Lav or Nisr Karis, anything which is significant, it's an Aveira. She loses her Kedushas Kahuna. She's no longer, she's the daughter of a Kohen. The daughter of a Kohen could eat Truma as long as she's not married to Yisrael. She could eat Truma. She loses that ability if she is together with someone she's forbidden to be with. However, a Kohen, if he's together with someone who's forbidden, like a Gerusha or a Chalutza, the Rabbanan, anyone he's forbidden to be with when he's married to her. So he can't practice as a Kohen. However, just being together with her or even being married to her does not mischal him, does not lose his Kedushas Kahuna. Kedushas Kahuna remains with him. Kohenes mitamal l'meisim and Kohen mitamal l'meisim. Right? There's an isser of Kohen can't go into a cemetery and bury somebody. The isser only applies to actual Kohen, a male Kohen. A woman who's a daughter of a Kohen does not. Kohen alcha b'kadshe kachim, and Kohenes alcha b'kadshe kachim. Kadshe kachim, which are the most holy sacrifices, the korban chatas, the korban asham, the shlamim offer on Shavuos. Those are very high karbanos, and a lot of the menachos, also kadshe kachim. Those are eaten exclusively by male kohanim and not eaten by the daughters of kohanim. We'll discuss the reasons for these halachas in the Gemara. Ma'bein ish leisha. What are some other differences in a man and woman? Ish poreya porim. Isha poras porim. This is the difference in a man and woman, not just by kahuna, by other halachas. And we'll see. I'll explain to you Ben see on this line is really explaining why the difference between a male Kohen and the daughter of a Kohen, Kohenes. When it comes to Mitzorah, Ish Poreo Porim, right? He's confirmed to be Mitzorah. He definitely has Tzaras. He has to let his hair grow long, and he has to render his clothing. He has to tear his clothing. Isha Poras Porim. However, a woman is Mitzorah. She can have Tzaras. She's confirmed that Tzaras, Sarua. Nonetheless, she does not do these things. She does not let her hair grow long, and she does not rip her clothes. Ish Madri has been over Nazir. We just learned himself as Nazir. A father can make his young son become a Nazir before he's bar mitzvah. Isha Madri has been up a Nazir. However, a woman can't do that. Ish Magalech Nazir is up another halacha. Right? If father sets aside money for his Nazir, unspecified money for the karbanos of his Nazir, and he dies, the halacha is the son can take a Naziros and use that money of his father. However, a woman, a woman could become a Nazir, but she can't use her father's funds for that. Ish Makadish is Bito. A man could marry off his daughter when she's young, before she's bat mitzvah. Ish Makadesh is Bito. A woman can't do that. She doesn't have rights over her daughter. Ish Mokar is Bito. A man could also sell his daughter to be a meitzar. Ish Mokar is Bito. A woman can't do that. Ish Nizkal Aru. A man, when he gets skila, he's completely naked. Isha is Kalas Aruma. This is actually Machlokes and Masechas Sanhedrin, but this is the Rabbanan's Shita. Isha is Niskalish. She's not. She's Niskalish. She's clothed. She's fully clothed when she undergoes skila. Ish Nitlev and Isha Nitlev. After skila, normally the person is hung. However, the Mishnah says that's only a man is hung, but a woman is not hung. Ha'ish Nimkar b'gneivasu and Ish Nimkar b'gneivasu. This is halacha Masechas Kiddushin. Eved Ivri. One of the ways of becoming an Eved Ivri. If you steal and you don't have the money to pay back, you're sold as an Eved Ivri to pay back the chov to that person you owe the money to. Only a man is sold into slavery. A woman is not sold into slavery. We'll see the source in the Gemara. Where it says, anyone who's married to the Kohen, right, their minchas are completely burned. Ketzad. Any woman, whether she's daughter of a Kohen or not, she's married to a Kohen. Her mincha, normally a Kohen mincha, the Kohen is on his back, the rest is eaten by the Kohanim. Her Kohen mincha is not eaten by the rest of the Kohanim. Because part of the Kohen, right? We had a machlokes, Mesechus Nadarim, between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbanan, whether a husband is obligated, part of the ksuva, to pay for his wife's karbanos. Rabbi Yehuda holds he's meshubad. The money in his bank account belongs to her for her karbanos. According to Rabbanan, that's not true. It doesn't belong to her. We'll discuss this machlokes more in Ben Sion, but so basically he owns it. Principally, he owns the money for he has the obligation to pay for her kapara, but the money belongs to him. So therefore, it can't be eaten because it's like a minchas kohen. If a kohen brings a korban mincha, right, that is complete. There's no komet. That's completely burnt on the mizbeach. It's kolil on the mizbeach. So here, in a sense, the kohen, it's his wife's. She's the sotah. It's a minchas sotah for her, but he is the husband, not kohen. So therefore, it's sort of like a minchas kohen that he's bringing for himself, and therefore it can't be eaten. So therefore, however, you can't burn the entire thing on his veil. You have to take off a komet and burn it separately. She has a portion, and we said it's not like a Yehuda that she owns it. She doesn't own it, but like Rashi says, it comes from her kapara, so it's sort of for her also. So it's not exactly like a minchas kohen, and therefore you can't burn the entire thing on his veil. Ela komets karav ba'atzmo v'ashirayim kreven ba'atzma. You take the komets off, you burn them as beach, and the shirayim, the rest of it, are also burnt. We'll see in a second where they're burnt. So the Gemara first asks, Ikri Khan, Kol Shum Menu Leishim, Hareu Bal Taktiru. We have a pasuk, Limud Mesachos Menachos. Anything which part of it is given, of the korban is given to Mizbeach, part of the Mizbeach, you can't burn the rest on the Mizbeach. So if you take the kometz, how could you burn first the kometz and then the rest of the Mizbeach? Amar Yehuda B'Rei Rabbi Shimon Pazi, the Matzikul L'Shem Eitzim. I have an idea. Or when you burn the rest of the korban mincha, you do it not for the express purpose of korban mincha. You do it, there should be firewood, right? It helps the fire grow on the Mizbeach. That's your intent. And it says that part of it can't be done. You can't do it in installments, part and then part on the Mizbeach, first burn part and then burn another part. That's only what's there for a korban. But if you're doing the second part just to increase the fire on the Mizbeach, that's okay. So Eliezer holds to this svara. The Rabbanan argue him svara. They don't hold to this svara. It doesn't matter whether you're doing L'Rein or not. What are you going to say? No, we hold like Eliezer or Shimon. When you say that you burn them separately, you don't burn both of them mizbeach. The kometz is burnt on the mizbeach. The rest is burnt on the base hadeshin, the ashes, the trumas hadeshin, where the ashes were. You burn it over there, so therefore it's not a problem of violating or burning it in installments, burning it twice. The Gemara in Chavgil on the base on the top says, "If you are abundant, lo pligi allowed the Eliezer or Shimon. What are they abundant? They argue Eliezer or Shimon Masechta Menachos. Ela minchas chota. They only argue when it comes to minchas chota. Like I mentioned previously, the Masechta minchas chota is by 3 distinct sins. Right? The Torah talks about if you make a shua shab, a false shvua, or you make a shua edus, a shvua that you know edus, that you don't know edus, and you really do know edus. Or if you're tamei, tumas hameis, and you go into the heichal, or you go into the, or you eat kachim, right? So that's also something which sometimes bring a korban mincha. You bring a korban mincha. It's called olaviyor. In those cases, if you're very poor, you bring a korban mincha. So that's the machlokas. Eliezer and Shimon and Rabbanan are arguing about korban mincha. Shal kohanim. The bas hakravahi. Havaha fil mod Rabbanan modum. They had a machlokas over there. Eliezer and Shimon happened to say over there, right? There's a certain problem over there. I'm not going to get into the problem over there, but Eliezer and Shimon gives an eitzah. He has advice over there. That part of it is bar on the mizbeach. The rest is bar on the trumas hadeshin. They're going to argue on him over there. You can't do that. But here they would admit to them. Right. Here it's not a bas hakrava. You can't bring it on the mizbeach, right? Because you can't bring it entirely on the mizbeach. So even the Rabbanan Moda in this case, that you would burn the second half on the Trumas Hadeshin and everyone is satisfied. Bas Yisrael and Asua. So now we're going to analyze the rest of the Mishnah. My time, right? If she's married to a Kohen, it's different than a Kohen. A kohenes, my time. I'm a krav. But call minchas kohen kalul tia, lo sochal kohen v'lo kohenes. Right. Anytime the korban mincha belongs exclusively to a kohen, it's completely burnt on the mizbeach. Right. This only applies to the minchas of a kohen. But if she's a kohenes, if she's the daughter of a kohen, she's married to Yisrael, then these halachas don't apply, and therefore it says explicitly only by a male kohen, not a female kohen. And therefore, if she's married to Yisrael, it would be like a regular mincha sotah. The kometz is on the mizbeach, and the rest would be eaten by the kohanim. Kohenes meschalel is kohenim meschalel. The difference is in kedusha between a kohen and a kohenes. And how do you know that a woman kohen, she marries someone who's forbidden to her? She loses her kedusha's kuna. She can't eat from her father's truma anymore. I'm a crow. V'lo yichal zaro ba'amav. Zaro meschalel v'hu eno meschalel. It warns a Kohen. A Kohen, if you marry a Gerusha and you have a child with him, that child is a Chalal. So it says the child is Mechalal, right? But who? The Kohen himself, he doesn't lose Kedusha's Kohen by being with a Gerusha or a woman forbidden to him. Kohen is Metam. A Kohen could enter a cemetery, but a male Kohen can't. My time, a crow. Emor el Kohanim, B'nei Aaron. It is the word B'nei Aaron. B'nei Aaron v'lo b'nos Aaron. It says Kohanim. Kohanim can include also female Kohanim, daughters of Kohanim. B'nei Aaron, Bonim, right? It has to be male Kohanim are warned against Tuma, female Kohanim are not. It says kol zachar b'nei Aaron. It says kol zachar b'nei Aaron. There's repetition, right? A male b'nei Aaron to teach you only male kohanim are allowed to eat kachei. Ma ben ish. What's the difference between a male and a woman? Other halachas in the Torah. Tana Rabbanan ish. When it comes to mitzorah, ish ain't ala ish. Maybe you think there's only saras is only applicable to a man. Isha minayin. How do you know a woman can get saras? Shu omer rat sarua asher bo. Harei kan shnayim. Sarua was an addition, extra pasuk. Teach me that a woman could also get tzara. Same came matam alomar ish. Why does it specify man? Linya shalamata ish poreya v'porem tells you that in certain regards, definitely tzara applies to a woman. However, in certain regards, the halachas of a mitzvah don't apply. In what regards? That a man later on in the parsha talks about that a man has to rip his clothes and has to let his hair grow long, which is not true for a woman. Aish madir has been open nazir, and isha madir has been open nazir. This is Allah we learn nazir. Amar Yochanan. Why is this true? Why is there a distinction between a man, a father, and a mother? Halacha ibn nazir. Yochanan says Allah Moshe Sinai. We learn Masechus Nazir. Yochanan has Allah Moshe Sinai. Rish Lakish had a different reason, but we pass on Yochanan. Ish megalech al nazir saviv. Ena ish megalech al nazir savia. One of the halachas mentioned in Masechus Nazir is that a man could use the fund of his father, a woman can't. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, where's the source for that? Halacha ibn Nazir, halacha Moshe Sinai only applies to a son and not a daughter. Ish mekadesh bita, and isha mekadesh bita. How do you know that? The pasuk says, "My daughter I gave l'isha hazeh." Sounds like right. Talking about a man. The man can come in court. He's the plaintiff in court. So you see from that, exclusively a man can say that, but not the mother. Ish mocher is bita, and isha mocher is bita. The chsiv kiyim kor isha is bita. It says ish velo ish. A man could sell his daughter to be a maid servant, not a woman, not a mother. Haish niskal or my time of rigmu oso talks about when they get skila, they throw oso on him. Oso sounds skila. My oso. What does it mean? Lema oso velo oso. That a woman can't get skila. A different pasuk says that by skila you could take a man or a woman out. She gets skila. Ella oso below ksuso below osa below ksusa. Oso is coming to teach me something else. Oso, him, which really means oso, him himself without his clothes. Right, but a woman, osa, which is a masculine language, osa, but she does have her clothes on. Ish nitleb, ein isha nitlet. After he's stoned, he's hung. Only a man. My time, I'm a crab. Talisa oso alates. Osa velo osa. Oso again is singular. We know skila applies to a woman, so therefore when it says osa, it comes to teach you that only the man is hung afterwards. Ish nimkar b'nei vasa, ein ish nimkar b'nei vasa. My time, I'm a crab. Nimkar b'nei vasa, velo b'nei vasa. It should have a nimkar b'nei. Why is it b'nei vasa? His gneva. Sounds like only a man who steals and does not have what to pay back, he is sold as an eved ivri. However, a woman who steals, she is not sold as an eved ivri. That's the halacha. Hadran Allah Hayanotel. We have finished the third parak in Sotah. Tomorrow night, after Shabbos, we will begin the fourth parak in Sotah. Stay tuned for Yonah Ben Sion, where I really give a general overview of this daf over here to explain basically the Mishnah. The Mishnah tries to explain the difference between a Kohen and a Kohenes, a Kohen, a male Kohen, and a woman who's the daughter of a Kohen. In terms of a lot of other halachas, distinguish between man and woman, which do not necessarily have anything to do with kahuna. What's the connection? What's the Mishnah's proof from the end of the Mishnah to the beginning of the Mishnah? I'll talk about the two aspects of Klal Yisrael. There's Kedusha and there's Kahal. Two different things mentioned in the Torah. We'll talk about. I've talked about this in previous Yom. We'll talk about that, how it plays out in this Gemara. Yonah Ben Sion coming up next.